And we are live. Mr. Rerb, how you doing?
Good, Chad. How the hell are you?
I honestly I couldn't be better if you tried. Like this has just been a great visit down here. I'm at my version of the Southern Command, which is of course in Texas where the candidate the GF is where she lives, and I've been here for the last week, and it's just been fabulous. But what about you? You having a good week so far?
So far, man, it has been a phenomenal weekend, blah, blah, blah. My shit started back, like, I don't know, Thursday with Let 'em Burn, and then Friday with Red Evening. And then, of course, I had to do a video because somebody was tweeting, because that's the great thing about Twitter. Everybody on Twitter just discovered fire and how to make the wheel. And it's the whole argument about men and women being friends. And so, of course, I had to make a video, an audio, and a blog post about that. And so dude, I've been rolling, man. I've just been rolling.
That's awesome. Well, I did want to say, like, I thank you so much for doing this because I have noticed that, like, you, in addition to the regular stream, Let 'em Burn that you do on Thursdays, and of course, Red Evening on Fridays, I saw you did a Salt Lake sit down recently as well. So I
Correct.
know, and you got busy, you got a pretty busy social life and you work a ton. So I'm just appreciative that you took the time to be here.
Dude, I am so happy to be here. That's one thing I've seen you tweet out, and sometimes I've retweeted it or liked it or whatever. But when I saw you putting out like your own content, here's Chad doing the CPA thing and talking about shit. And I'm just like, dude, Chad's finally, not throwing shade at Aaron. I like it. Okay. But you've always kind of been on Aaron's show, and you're the rainmaker. You'll make it fucking rain just like you are right now. I'm seeing all these fucking super chats that I'm just like, dude, I got special effects if you want me to use them. I got applause, I got sad trombone, whatever you need, man. If you want to, if you want to address these whenever you do. I don't know how your format is, but I just thought, oh man, Chad's like doing his own thing. This is fucking phenomenal. So when you're like, hey man, do you want to be on? And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to be on. This is your show. Hell yeah.
I don't think you do it as much, but my favorite, I used to love it when you guys at the end of every show, you would play that song. It's like, Lord, I've had a good
Oh yeah,
life.
we do that. Hey, do you want it? I'll play it for you if you want it, Chad.
At the end of this show, that must be played. That was gonna be my one request for you is that
Okay, I could do that. I
yeah,
could do that. The sluts in heaven. Yeah, I could do that for you.
love that. The other thing was, so you and Jack, I noticed you do the applause and you also do there's one more you do, which is hilarious. It's like that saxophone. Yeah, there's that. And then there's like yeah, that's
There's that, and the sad trombone
yes,
is
that one. That one.
yeah, dude, whatever you need, man. I'm your boy. I'll help you out here.
Um, there's one more you do. It's like the "Never Gonna Dance Again" theme, but it's like,
Oh yeah.
do you
That
still
one.
have that?
Oh yeah, dude. I haven't got, dude. I've got a couple more, but here's that one.
Oh, I love that one. Oh my
Yeah,
God, I love
that's
that
the
one.
one for the guys that want to whine and bitch and moan. But the latest one I've added that nobody's heard except in the why can't we be friends video.
Yeah.
But there's this one.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. Oh my God.
Yeah, if we want to laugh, instead of, whining about it and blowing our little kazoos, we can laugh at motherfuckers too.
Yeah, I just gotta say, Rob, if at any point while we're doing this, if something motivates you to put one of those, that's my rule, dude. Whenever you feel inspired, you just do that shit.
Oh, dude, you might regret that, but okay. I
No
got you.
chance.
I got you. All right. All right.
Mm.
So what are we talking about tonight, Chad? I mean, I got the little bit of the gist, of dating apps, I guess, we're going to go there and go down the trenches, which I'm good. It's like, hell yeah, bring me on, bro. We can talk about the trenches. But from a CPA tax deduction, you sent me a link, and I, obviously I'm not going to sit here and watch it while I'm talking to you. So I'm going to have to peruse this later. But
It's a short article. Short article.
It's even, but you know what? Short or not, the fact that I got the gist, the little headline, and the guy sent me an invoice, and I'm like, this sounds fucking phenomenal, man. And from a CPA standpoint, you clearly would know a little more about that. So I want to hear what you want to, what your spin is, what your take is, whatever it is that we're going to do.
Absolutely,
here.
Man.
I'm just happy to be here.
Absolutely. And so the format, the way I typically do it is, whoever the guest is, and up until now it's usually been Clary, but I've had Jack Napier on. We had a great discussion. I had one of my cam girl clients on, and
we talked. Yeah, I got to go back and watch the cam girl one because
I recommend it. I recommend it. And so I try to tailor every single show to the guest because it's a topic we can discuss. And then the trick is the segue to make it into something tax or accounting related, since that's kind of what the channel is about.
That's what you do. That's your thing. That's your expertise. Yeah.
But what I would love to ask you, and remember, this is whatever you're comfortable sharing. Nobody has to share anything here.
Yeah, I get it. I'm aware, disclaimers and all that, blah, blah, blah. Shoot, ask me whatever the fuck you want. And if I don't want to answer it, I'll say moving along.
All right. Well, here we go. You ready?
Bring it, bro.
Rerb, I would like to know, what are your thoughts on dating apps in general?
In general.
That's where we're going to start. Can go any direction you want it to.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can do the traditional black pill Aaron Clarely, and y'all fucked and just buy my book.
Yeah.
Just buy my book, because I'll tell you in painful detail about how you're fucked and women would rather have food than you. And I throw shade at Aaron, but I love Aaron. So there's the distance.
Oh, me too. We wouldn't be talking right now if not for Clary, because he's the one that encouraged me, to branch out a little bit.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you did. I'm glad you did.
No, me too.
Okay, so I have to throw Aaron under the bus for just a moment with the laminate shit, and you all fucked, and you're just fucked, and just buy my book, buy my shit,
sign up for my course,
sign up for minimalism,
because
you guys are just all fucked. Is that a good Aaron impression, by the way?
It's actually pretty good, because everything's about talking about, we're all fucked. This is what it's like. This is what you're going to do about it. Enjoy the decline. By the way, sign up for my minimalism course and my course about financial excellence, and of course his books. And
buy my books, buy my shit. Okay. Here's the thing, okay? So, guys, I've been in the trenches, the trenches. I've been on dating sites and dating apps on and off for over 20 years now, 22 years. Okay. Wow. I've been married. I've had long-term relationships. I've cohabitated, all that. Okay. So a lot of guys I see on the internet are like, oh, it's just too hard and there's just too much competition. She's got an inbox full of dicks, all that. And not wrong. Okay. I still do just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And the biggest thing that I've found, and I've talked to these women. These are women that I've dated, and I've sat there and watched them in real time, sitting there. I just got done having sex with them, and they're like, hey, I want to show you something. And I'm like, cool, show me something, baby. And they pull up their fucking dating app, and here's the dudes. Here's that box of dicks. Okay. And granted, I don't go look at the competition. I'm not on dating apps going, I got to compete with Chad and Aaron. What the fuck do those guys look like? What are they saying in their bios? No, I don't go and look at the competition. I don't care. I just look at, okay, I'm going to take some half decent photos, which means lighting. Okay. Just like I'm doing right now as you guys are watching this. Okay. I got my little green screen going on, which that's a photo I took. The lighting is what matters. I'm an amateur semi-professional photographer. So you don't need Snapchat filters and Instagram filters and all that shit. And I've learned, and I'm sure many of you guys, if you've been doing this long enough, you'll figure out the filters. Okay. You'll know this, 40 something, 30 something year old woman who looks like she's 19. It's like, yeah, that's a fucking filter. Okay. You'll learn. It's easy. You figure it out real fast. Okay. I don't have filters on any of my photos. It's all lighting. It's all just, okay, whether it's artificial lighting, like what's in my studio here that you're seeing me talking to you, or it's natural lighting. It's the sun. I'm standing closer towards a window, whatever. Okay. You guys want to take better pictures of yourselves, go and read a couple of small books. We're not talking, volumes where it's, this fucking thick. We're just talking shit where the photographer talks about lighting. And natural lighting is better than studio lighting, unless that's your intention. And even then, anyone with half a brain cell will figure out, well, that's a headshot that they had taken by somebody in a studio.
Professionally, yeah.
Right. It's not hard to differentiate the professional shots versus the selfie in the bathroom, but you got good lighting. That's my photos. Okay. It's literally me with my camera phone, fucking doing the selfie thing. But I have good lighting because I understand how lighting works. So all of my photos have good lighting. And then I put a little blurb in the bio, which honestly doesn't matter because even women are similar. They're not like men, but they're similar. They're looking at pictures. And then they either match or they swipe right or they do whatever they do. Okay. And if I like them, cool, I'll swipe right and enter the conversation, or I swipe left, get the fuck out of here. Life for me, Chad, going back to what you were kind of inferring to, for me, dating has been a buffet. It's literally, as much as guys, they pull up all the stats, because Aaron likes his fucking stats and his
book and numbers. Yeah.
All that shit. Okay. 90% of the women only want 2% of the guys. Because, OK Stupid and Tinder and all these other motherfuckers released a bunch of data, and, 90% of guys are invisible. You're right. They are. And most of it's because you're wearing fucking sunglasses. You got your shirt off and you look creepy. Okay. That's the thing. That's what I was getting back to. I'm sitting here with women after I just had sex or, we've been doing other shit. They start pulling up. They're like, do you want to see what your competition is? And I'm like, sure, baby, show me. And they show me these pictures, and I've watched them literally swiping left, going creeper, 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 sick, weird, gross. Okay. And these dudes, as far as I'm concerned, they're not bad looking dudes. You don't need to be ripped, jacked, shredded, all amped up on trend and I'm doing the post physique thing, guys. I want to show my muscle, dude. All you attract with that is other dudes. Okay. These guys just don't know how to take a fucking photo. And then their bio says something creepy like, hey, you want to cuddle?
God, that'd be terrible.
Dude, it is terrible. And that's what I'm just like, oh shit. Okay, so that's my competition. Wow. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. You know, I don't need to worry about it. I have good lighting. I don't use filters. I don't adjust the photos other than maybe crop a little bit to be like,
Mhm.
okay, I don't need this in the background, so we'll crop that out. But I don't do anything to my photos other than crop them. Beyond
Mhm.
that, it's all just okay, this photo looks good. Let's use that. Okay. And in the bio, I try to be light humored and fun. And
Yes.
that's it. That's all I try to do. And then between the women who match with me or like me or whatever it is, they swipe right. I'll go back and, because some are scary. They are. They're scary.
Yeah.
It's like, no, no. And most of them, I'm doing the same thing as the women. No, no, no. Okay. And then the few that I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Is she close enough to me? I have a radius 20 miles. That's
20
it.
miles. Yep.
20 miles for me. That's it. Because that's about 15 minutes to a half hour tops. Okay. Anything over 20 miles, I can't be bothered because
Mhm.
you're too fucking far away, especially for a maybe. I'm not dealing with maybes. Okay. So that's where I kind of go next. And then after that, do they love Jesus or they got kids? Here's their dog or whatever stupid nonsense, friends first, their Christmas
Oh.
list, which you can ignore all of that. Okay.
Mhm.
You really can, guys. You can ignore all of that shit. It doesn't matter. That's her going, well, I'm going to try online dating. And online dating goes, well, we need a Christmas list. We need you to tell us, what are you looking for? What do you want? And she's going, I don't know what I want. So I want a pony. I want a 6'4" dude and 6-pack abs and 6 figures. She puts all that shit in. Dude, she doesn't care. She does not care. That shit doesn't matter. It's a Christmas list. Just like the little girl she was when she was like 6 and she got taken to the mall and mom and dad plopped her on Santa's lap. And, here's this weird dude looking at her going, ho, ho, ho. What do you want for Christmas, little girl? And after she pisses herself and then shits herself, she goes, I want a pony. Okay. That's no different than today. They're doing the same fucking thing.
So you never let that intimidate you or
Ever,
put you
ever.
off? Yeah.
Dude,
Mhm.
I've had women tell me, I had a woman here not too long ago, about a month ago. She put in her profile that on certain days, she likes to go drinking with her adult children. Okay. Because she's old enough that her kids are over 21. All right. And I was like, so that's what I commented on because one, her pictures were hot. It's like, oh, she looks good. 2, she's within the radius. She's within that 20 fucking miles.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, she matched with me. I was, doing the shotgun approach going, oh, she's hot. I would bang. Okay. So I, swipe right on her. And then like a day later, she swipes and hey, we matched. What do you know? And the first thing I said, because, I had to go back through the profile. It's like, okay, are you within 20 miles? And are you, what are my criteria? And she met everything. And then she brought up I drink with my adult children, which I had to comment on that. I'm like, dude, that is awesome. And she's like, yeah, you'd be surprised. A lot of guys take offense to that. And so she uses that. Just like the Christmas list, the 6 foot, 6-pack, 6 figs, 6 inches in the pants, all that shit that you guys love on the fucking internet. She uses that as a filter.
Nice.
Okay, because you guys filter yourselves out. Okay, she doesn't have to do the heavy lifting. You do it for her. She even said that to me point blank. Oh, that's cool that you're fine with that. Yeah, a lot of guys have a problem with that, and so they weed themselves out. Yes. That's what she said to me. Okay. That's how I know all that bullshit in the bio, guys. It's a Christmas list. So you can ignore literally 99% of it. Okay. You don't need to worry about it. But going back to what you asked me, kind of in the beginning, how's online dating been for you? Chad, I'm 50 fucking years old. I am. I'll admit it right now for the chat, because there's a lot of new names, a lot of new faces that I don't know who some of these people are. These are your people. They're not my people. I mean, I recognize a few, Bacon's here, Alex
Great.
Tino's here. Those are guys that I've seen them on, Let Them Burn. I've seen them on Red Evening. I've seen them on my show. Yeah, Bacon's here. Alex is here. Okay.
Mhm.
So some of the names I recognize, and there's a whole bunch of others that I'm like, these are motherfuckers. I don't know who they are. So these are your people. Okay. They're looking at me going, who the fuck is this guy? All right. All I can say is you can ignore the bios and the bullshit. And if all you want to do is take a chance, take a chance. You should. What's the worst that can happen? She says no. Okay. My dating life has got nothing but better since I ever did online dating. I looked back at my past here a little while ago, Chad, and I was like, if I had never, ever done online dating, I wouldn't have met half the women that I've met. I wouldn't have met my ex-wife. I wouldn't have met my ex-girlfriend that, they lived with me. We broke bread. We shared a house. We shared a life. I wouldn't have met any of those women. Most of the women, I would have never met them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, man, that's why for me, all these guys, oh, online dating's so hard. There's so many guys and not enough girls. And oh, woe is me. And I'm just like, oh, you sad motherfuckers, oh, woe is me.
Yes, this is what I was waiting for.
Right. Because I'm looking at it going, man, I'm having the time of my life. And I'm 50 fucking years old. I'm dating women almost half my age. And all it is because I know how to use lighting and I don't care about their Christmas list. Okay.
Is the one the woman you were telling us about, the one who liked to drink with her adult children, is that ongoing right now, or
No.
was that sometime in the past? Did you end up meeting
That
her?
was a couple of months ago. That
Okay.
never went anywhere ultimately.
Okay.
And that's okay, because most of them go nowhere. That's
Right.
something else I've learned. My mantra, I have a couple of mantras that I use. One of them is there's always another woman. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there is. You just pull up a dating app and
Yeah.
look, there's a whole bunch more. Oh, she's got a box of dicks. Yeah, well, I got a box of tacos. Okay.
Exactly.
So there's that.
Yeah.
And the other part that I look at it and I go, if I can get her off the couch, get her out of the house, and get her in front of me, her ass is mine.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. She's only seeing some pictures, a stupid bio, maybe some texting, because I do know how to text, and she gets a few laughs out of it or whatever. But if I can get her in front of me, she almost never stands a chance.
Nice.
Because I know how to talk. I know how to have fun. I know, I have game, whatever you want to call it. Okay. I'm comfortable with introducing myself to new people. And so if she shows up, I know the odds are already in my favor because she showed up. It's like, oh, she's just a little more than interested. All I got to do is not fuck it up. Okay. And that's it. I just don't have to fuck it up.
And this was a great segue. The next thing I wanted to ask is because you get the match, you don't worry about requirements, this or that. What do you, so let's just real quick, before you meet them in person, I'll bet some people want to know, what are the best ways to have a good conversation over the app text first? Because, you kind of have to at least show you're not some kind of weirdo or psycho or socially awkward or boring guy. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I just look at it and I've always just treated them like a human being. I'm looking at it going, okay, here's somebody that, they have their own opinions, their own feelings, whatever. And I compare it to the days of yore, going back to when I was young before the internet. And I look at it and I go, okay, well, when I was younger, what did I do? What did I have to say when I approached a woman, or a girl back then?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, what did I say? I would just say something as simple as, oh, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Okay, that's just that simple. I just ask them a very neutral, very generic question. How's your day going? How are you? It's nice to meet you. Okay, I always come off friendly and cordial. Okay, that's just me. That's my style.
Mm-hmm.
And either they respond or they don't, or they do girl game, which is hey
Yeah.
or hi.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah. Okay. What's up is advanced girl game. That I've learned. So you clearly know some different women than I do. We're just like, hey, what's up? Hi.
How was your weekend?
That's me. How was your weekend? How's
Yeah.
your week going so far? And then depending on what they say, oh, it's fine, you. And I'm like, oh, hey, my week's been phenomenal, blah, blah, blah. And I'll just give them, a couple of sentences and then put it back on them.
Mm-hmm.
And usually at that point, I always try to find something humorous,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's something related to my job or it's something I noticed. There's times like, well, that chick that I was telling you about that mentioned drinking with the adult children.
Yeah.
So we moved off the dating app and we're just texting. Okay. She sends me a picture of her, here's the full length mirror. Here's her body. And it's like, oh yeah, she's hot. First thing I noticed though, besides, because that's another thing. When I look at photos, I have three things I do when I look at photos. One, what is she showing me? Well, she's showing me, okay, here's the head and shoulders, but nothing else. She might be fat.
Yeah.
Okay? She might be, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe she's modest. Okay. If she does a full body shot, she's either giving me a very clear, I can either say no or, oh, hell yeah. Okay. Because most women that are in good shape have no problem doing a full body shot. Okay. And even overweight women now are getting better at that, which I give them credit because it makes it easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But she sends me this photo. And so, of course, she's wanting me to notice, look at me in the mirror, look at my body, look at my tats, look at me. I get it. All right, cool. Well, then what is she not showing me? And this goes back to like the dating profiles. Okay, she's got 7 photos and not one of them's a full body shot. It's a head and shoulders or it's a face. Odds are she's probably overweight and she's insecure about it. Okay. That's just something I've come to see. Another one is the weird poses, the high upward angle. They're laying on their bed and
MySpace angles. Yep.
Yeah. You understand that?
Oh yeah.
Tells me, okay, there's a little more, pushing for the cushion or whatever. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But she's showing me, she's trying to hide certain things. Okay. So then number 2 is I look at what is she not showing me? Okay. And then number 3 is I'll go back and look at details like this woman here I was telling you about. So she shows me her. It's like, okay, she's thin. She's in shape. She looks good. All right. What is she not showing me? Well, at this particular moment, nothing. Okay, fine. So what else do I see? Well, I notice in the corner, here's a laundry basket and there's a pile of shit on the ground. And I get looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, that looks like underwear. So instead of doing what most guys do and going, oh my God, you're so good looking and blah, 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 which is what most guys will do. All I said to her photo was, nice. Hey, is that underwear over by the laundry basket? I just called it out. I didn't, other than just saying nice, I just said, is that underwear? Because that looks like underwear. To which she was like, yes, it is, you lucky man.
Oh, I like that.
Well, and so that's something I look at, and most of the time, I've done this long enough. Most women do selfies, or I want to talk about the group shot where it's her and a bunch of her friends.
Yeah.
I want to go there in a second for the women in the chat, because I do see there's at least one woman in this chat. I'm assuming is a woman.
Is there?
Well, Aubrey.
Aubrey? Okay. Aubrey, if you're a woman, let us know. I think you probably are.
Dude, Chad, Aubrey could be a woman, but then again, Aubrey may not be a woman. So,
Yeah.
just saying, but I'm going to just go with the name right now and say, well, that's a feminine name. And so that's probably a woman, but maybe not. I'm not going to dwell too much on it. But anyway, so one of the things I've learned is that the women will, like I said, most of them, when I see the photos, number one, when they do the bedroom mirror selfie shot, the lighting may or may not be okay. The filters may or may not be there, but usually the room's a fucking disaster. Okay.
Really?
Oh, dude, all the time. That's like almost normal. And so for me, I'm like, well, so I always kind of go, wow, your fucking room's a disaster. When's the last time you cleaned it? And then I'll do like the laugh emoji or something. Okay. It always gets a response, whether positive or negative, and I really don't care. It's like, whether she's offended or she's happy about it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just not going to do what most guys do and go, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Okay. So I'm just like, oh, wow. Nice mirror. When's the last time you washed it? Because I see toothpaste spit all over it. Or I see a bunch of fucking clothes in the background. Jesus, when's the last time you cleaned your room? Okay. That's just how I roll. Okay.
Yeah.
So I do that shit to them because I'm giving them shit. I'm nagging them in PUA speak. But I don't look at it that way. I just look at it as I'm just giving them some shit. I'm just gently fucking with them, just to be like, because I'm used to getting photos of women, because I am used to getting, women showing me whatever, whether it's nudes or it's not nudes, and they're expecting me to do like most of the other guys. And oh my God, you're so beautiful, and oh, you're a queen, you're a goddess, and I'm just like, is that underwear in the corner? What the hell's going on here? I don't let it phase me because I've seen enough of it that I don't care.
You're just being you. You're just keeping it natural. Like,
right.
This is,
and that point.
Yeah.
Dre, it might be something else. I don't go there.
Oh, yeah.
You're way overthinking it, Dre. I don't care. All right. So that's kind of how I do it. But basically, I kind of gently bust their balls a little bit. I kind of make fun of them, but not being overly mean. I just kind of tease them a little bit. And that's kind of how I roll. I'm constantly, when they're like, I've got a woman right now, she's like, I'm looking for something serious. And I'm like, oh, serious, huh? Well, what about just dating first and then figuring out if it's someone you actually want?
That is an incredible response to a statement like that.
Well, the only one that I would say for me, and I can't speak for you, Chad. I can't speak for, the guys in the chat or the replay or whatever. The only one where I'm like, basically I disconnect, I end the conversation, block, whatever. I wouldn't call it blocking, depending on the app. But the app may auto block them anyway, but I'll end the conversation is when a woman says to me, friends first.
No.
That's where I'm like, bye.
Yeah.
It's like, no, the rules are, there are no rules. Okay. But she's giving me a rule. And if she gives you one and you accept it, she's going to give you two. Yeah. And if you accept that, then she's going to give you 1,000. And by implicitness, it's all implicit. It's not explicit, but it's assumed you're going to agree to all those rules. And guess what? You end up in her frame. You end up in her world versus her ending up in yours. Okay. Right. So when a woman goes, well, I'm here for friends first. Bye. I won't even bother. I don't say anything. I just, end connection. It's like, I don't want to bother with that shit.
I think it's the right move, dude. This is a dating app. It's not a let's hang out soon app, you know? It's
Right, right, right. Well, and like I said, it goes back to rules because then she's telling me her rules. And it's like, oh, you have rules. I only have one, and that is there are no rules. So clearly we're not going to get along.
Mhm.
Wait.
Oh, you
No,
got
no,
back
you're
up.
fine. You're fine. You're fine. I'm just seeing what the chat's got to say here because you got a pretty dialed in chat too. Not just that, but it's a red flag. That ain't a green light. If she can't take gentle ribbing, well, you're not wrong, Bacon, and that's something I've noticed, Chad. Not only with women but guys too. Y'all are taking dating apps way too fucking serious.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody gets so like this chick, you know, we matched. She's got her Christmas list. She loves Jesus and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't care. You're hot. I would bang. And first thing out of the starting gate, her first fucking, you know, sentence to me, her first fucking, you know, engagement with me was, "Hey Rob, I'm looking for something serious only." Now, I could have just disconnected, but I'm like, nah, I gotta fuck with this chick. Okay. Because I mean, Chad, seriously, who says that in real life?
I've never heard that.
Who does? Right.
Yeah,
I don't either. I'm sitting there thinking, who the fuck goes around in real life? You know, you meet them at the grocery store. You're like, "Hi, I'm Bacon," or "Hi, I'm Nonstop Dre," and they're like, "Hi, Nonstop Dre. I'm looking for something serious only." Who the fuck says that? Nobody does.
nobody. Yeah.
Okay, so one, she might be a spurg, but all women kind of are, and most of you fucking guys are too. Okay? You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to have a banter. You don't know how to dialogue, which is most of the problem. So that's where I was like, oh, serious, huh? Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, but I like to date first and kind of get to know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see what she says, dude. I'm still waiting on a response for that, by the way. So
Look at this comment by Alex.
back in 08, adult friend finders.
And had more fun leaving messages. They're looking for their soulmate. Yeah, I mean,
on adult friend finder.
that just makes no sense because I remember adult friend finder.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
Oh, that is not. You don't lead with "I'm looking for my soulmate" on adult.
No,
friend
you're
finder.
leading with "I'm looking for a discreet activity. There may or may not be a transfer of funds." Yes, that's how adult friend finder worked. Or if you went into it a little further, there might be some BDSM stuff in there too.
I wonder if that's still around, adult friend finder. I haven't know.
Good question. That's a good question. I haven't thought about adult friend finder in fucking years, dude.
Mm.
So we may have to, you know, Google that. Atham, look that up.
Atham, look that up. Atham's in the chat. Or at least he was.
Oh shit, he was. Where was he? I got to scroll back now.
We're gonna do
distract. Oh, there he is. Yep, the Atham was here.
Atham's there. We're gonna do super chats in a little bit.
Okay, yeah. And I'll do sound effects if you want them.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. So Rare, we've connected, we've swiped right, we've seen the Christmas list, we've not let that, you know, change our opinion on whether we want to text them. We've texted them. The bantering is going well. So this is what I think a lot of people want to know next. So the time has come to suggest meeting up.
Right.
Okay. How do you determine where and when? Like what's your go-to when it comes to meeting them for the first time? If you have one, it sounds like you're pretty flexible with a lot of this.
And I am. And that's the thing that the internet loses is nuance and context.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I've met some women where I could tell from texting with them that they're a little gun shy for whatever reason. It doesn't matter why. And so it's like, oh, hey, you know, let's meet up at the bar. Let's meet up in a public setting, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I've also had women where they were hot to trot. They were down to fuck. They were good to go. All I had to do was shut my fucking mouth and give them my address, and they showed up.
Nice.
They literally, they never, got a phone call. I never got to hear their voice. They never got to hear mine. It was just text. And we never even got off the dating app. We never even went to texting like on the phone. It just kind of led there where I was just like, oh, she's primed. She's ready to go. And I'm like, you want to come over? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, here's my address. Boom. Later that evening, she fucking showed up. Okay. Those are rare, but I've had them. Okay? Most of my encounters is we'll do 3-4 texts through the dating app. And then either she will say, here's my number. Because I've had women give it to me unsolicited. I don't ask. She just like, oh my God, you're funny or you're interesting or whatever. Here's my number. So boom. And I'll text her 3 more times through her phone number. And then depending on where we're at, I'll either invite her straight to my house, or if I can tell, she's a little reluctant. Okay. That's when I'm like, hey, let's meet up for a drink. Okay.
Yeah.
The drink thing for me is an absolute. Okay. This is my test. Okay. I don't want to do coffee dates. I don't ask them out for coffee. I've done those in the past and they all ended horribly because I felt like I was on a job interview. Like, here's my resume. Yeah. And, and I'm sitting there in the chair going, oh, I hope she picks me. No, fuck that shit. So I don't do coffee dates.
It's a bit businessy. You're right. It's a bit businessy.
It is. And it's just weird. So when women are like, hey, what would you think about getting a coffee? I'm like, yeah, I'm not a big coffee fan. Let's go get a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. And if she doesn't drink, I want to know why. Maybe it's sobriety. Maybe she had an alcohol addiction. I get that. And that's fair. Okay, but if she's on the road to recovery, I do not want to be the reason for her relapse.
Yeah, that's heavy.
It is. Well, and honestly, we're probably not going to have a lot in common. That if she's like, I don't drink because relapse, or I don't drink because Jesus, or I don't drink because of A, B, C, X, Y, Z, that's where I will probably tell her, yeah, we're probably not going to get along.
Yeah.
Okay. Where if she's like, yeah, okay, let's do that. Great. So I then ask her, roughly, where do you live? What part of town do you live in? I mean, there's this 20-mile radius. You're over in Riverton, but you could be at the very end of Riverton, or you could be in the southeast quadrant. I don't know. So she gives me an idea. Well, I live over by here. And immediately I start looking up bars in that area. Oh, hey, let's meet here. Somewhat close to her. I may have to go drive a little bit. I'm okay with that. But I will say, hey, what about Tuesday night? After I'm done talking to Chad, let's go meet up here at 9:00. And either they go, yeah, 9:00 on Tuesday doesn't work, but how about Wednesday at 7? If they tell me no, they tend to give me an alternative. Where if they're like, yeah, that doesn't work. I'm washing my hair, or, I gotta groom my dog or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If she gives you a specific, she's interested. If she gives you yeah, that doesn't work for me and just leaves it open, she's probably not that interested.
And do you follow, if they do leave it like open like that, do you typically just kind of let it go, or do you sometimes?
Oh, I'll say, hey, well, what works for you? I put it back on them and see what they come up with. And if they're like, well, God, I'm going to be really busy and blah, 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 then you're gone. You're out. Okay. Yeah. Because if she's interested, she'll make the time.
Definitely.
Because they always do.
Yeah.
Okay. I've had women that, oh God, I'd love to meet you on Tuesday, but I too have an interview with Chad. And so I can't do it on Tuesday. Damn. And they're like, but what about Wednesday? And I'm like, let me check my schedule. Hey, you know what? Wednesday works. Or she'll say Thursday, and I'll tell her, yeah, Thursday doesn't work for me. Okay. But we figure it out. It's the offer and the counter offer. And if they don't give you a counter offer, that's a red flag. That's they're probably not that interested. but I kind of put it back on them. It's like, well, what works for you? Well, the next week or so is going to be kind of busy.
Too vague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, well, hey, hit me up when you're ready.
Yeah. No, I think that's the way to do it. And I think sometimes guys get a little bit lost in the, well, she's still talking to me, but if you can't pin down a date, I kind of feel like that's the end of that chapter.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
the thing is women will make it incredible. Women, if they don't want to meet you, if they don't want to fuck you, they'll make it incredibly easy to not do that. They'll still be nice about it, but they won't fuck you. Okay. They don't want to meet. They give you one word answers, all that. You can figure it out in 30 seconds. You really can.
Yeah, women will move out.
Aubrey is
Yeah.
correct. Women will move mountains to see you if they want. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes.
Okay. Rollo Tomasi said it a long time ago. They'll crawl through broken glass and barbed wire and climb through your window through the fire escape, fuck you, and then go hide in your closet when your girlfriend or wife comes home. That is absolutely true. That's the thing that I've learned, that if they're interested, they will move heaven and earth. Okay. But if they give you rules or, well, that night just doesn't work for me and I don't know, then she's not that interested, and cut your losses as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, if the women aren't going to make it easy on you, then there's really not a whole lot more you can do, right? You just have to determine how much more you're going to put into it. And you really should move on to somebody who's more interested.
Right. And women that give you their number unsolicited, or if you give them yours, because I've done that too, where I've been like, I'm not getting the number from her. So I'm like, hey, this has been great, but the apps are laggy and I don't get all the notifications, because that's true. I don't. So here's my number. Text me. And I leave it there. From that point, I never say another word. Okay. And either she all of a sudden shows up on my phone, from my direct number going, hey, this is Aubrey. How you doing? Or she comes back with some bullshit on the dating app. Well, I'm not quite ready, blah, blah, blah. And that's usually about the point where I cut it.
Atham, let's just say Atham is very good at all this that we're talking about.
Right. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I was so excited to get Rob on the stream is that, I mean, I hear he and Jack talk about this on Red Evening, and he'll talk about it on some of his other streams too. And yeah, Bacon, you're right. If it isn't a fuck yes, it's a hell no. Yeah, Rob and Jack. And I haven't used dating apps in so long. I didn't, I have a girlfriend now, and during the pandemic, I was messing around with them a little bit because that's really all you could do. Like in my city, everything was closed. But yeah, it was just a minefield of like excuses of like not to meet people, problems associated with like, well, it's a pandemic. I only want to meet you, in these conditions. It just kind of threw everything out of whack. But what I'm eventually going to get to is I did use the dating apps pretty heavily, like earlier in the decade, like 2013, 14, and 15. And this is when I was starting my practice. So I'll just say I found a way to actually write them off as business expenses, but I'll save that for when we get to it. Bit of a gray area. So Rob, it's actually my turn. I'm going to go get myself another beverage, but you go right ahead. Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
All right. I like it. Okay. So Chad's going to get a beverage, and I'm going to say, I'm going to cover real quick. There's been debate on the internet or on Twitter or both about, do you get the number? Do you give the number? And guys are, there's two camps. There's the camp of, you get the number. You ask her for her number, hey, give me your number. And then there's the camp that goes, no, you give the number, and they have this big debate over blah, blah, blah. And I look at it and go, you do whatever works. Okay. I've had women give me their number unsolicited. And that usually is a big indicator of interest. Okay. She's interested if she's giving me her number without me even asking. Okay. It's mine to fuck up. There's been times where I'm like, God, I'm fucking tired of the app. So I'm going to give her my number. And I've had some women all of a sudden show up texting me on my phone. I've had others that, gave me a song and dance and I'm not ready for that and blah, blah, blah. Well, those are women I let go. Okay. I want women that, as Bacon said it, he said it, if it isn't a fuck yes, it's a hell no. And it's the truth. He's quoting me and Jack. Okay. If she's not down to meet me, I'm not saying down to fuck. If she's not down to meet me, then she's a no. Okay. I don't have months and whatever. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to be your chat pal. I want to meet physically. If I can get you, again, what I said earlier, if I get your ass off the couch and out of the house and get you in front of me, your ass is mine, more likely than not. Okay. Because that's what I want to do. I want to meet them. I want to make sure that the pictures match up to the person I meet, which 9 out of 10 they do. I'm not shocked or disappointed. It's like, oh, yep, she looks even better in person than she did in her fucking photos. Okay, because she didn't use the filters or better lighting than what she was using in the photos. Which, ladies, I'm going to say this. Don't show me pictures of your dog. Don't show me pictures of your horse or your kids. I mean, my God, if you're going to show pictures of your kids, you're giving predators fuel. Okay. All you have to say in your profile is that you have kids. Okay. That's all you have to say. Or, if you want to get a little more specific, you can tell me the number of your kids. And if you really want to get specific, you can tell me if they live with you or their age. Okay. That's fine. Those are okay things, but I don't want to see pictures of your kids. I don't want to see pictures of your dog. And going back to the group photo, okay? Yeah. Don't. Ladies, just don't. Don't do it. Because odds are 99 out of 100, if I see a picture of you with other women, your girlfriend is hotter than you. That I'm going to be like, which one's you? Oh, I'm this one. Oh, who's this one? Well, that's my bestie. Hey, what's her number? I want to meet her. Yes, Atham is correct. That's one thing I've learned, whether she's the fat one or she's the least attractive. Okay. Because I've had that happen so many times where I'm just like, oh, which one's you? Oh, I'm this one. I'm the one on the left. Oh.
What do you do?
Well, that's where I've said, oh.
Oh.
What do you mean by oh? Well, who's your friend then? Well, that's, Marissa, and she lives in New York. Oh, that's too bad. Why? Because I want to meet her. True statement. So, ladies, do not use group photos. Blur them out, black their faces out so that no one has any misunderstanding of who you are in the photo. Get rid of your friends, whether you crop them or whatever you do, get rid of them, because I guarantee you, your friends are probably better looking than you. Okay. Now, maybe you're that one unicorn. Okay. And if you are, good for you. Hit me up, meet me on fucking Match or whatever. All right. But odds are I'm going to be sitting there, and most guys are, and they're going to be like, hey, which one's you? Oh, I'm this one. Oh. It's always yeah, it is. It's always the hot friend. So as far as, advice to women, no dog photos, no horse photos, no kid photos. And You need to blur, crop, or black out the faces of your friends if you want to show the group shot, because chances are your friends are better looking.
Rob, if you're Bacon has a question here, and if you're comfortable answering it, this is only
Oh,
if you want to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'll answer this. So, Bacon, right now I'm using 3. Plenty of fish or plenty of whales is 1. It's a joke because there's so much spam and scammers and garbage, but I do use it because I have met women off of POF before. So I do use that occasionally. That is my least favorite as far as the ones I'm actively using. The other 2 I use Facebook dating, which you got to have a Facebook account, and the Facebook dating part is only available on the phone app. You're not going to get it on your laptop. Okay. So I do use that, which is one of the reasons why I even have a Facebook profile. Is simply so that I can access the dating part. My success, if you will, whether it's meetups, sex, whatever you want to call it, interactions, has been the highest on Facebook. Okay. Way above and beyond all the other apps I've used. And the other one I use is Zoosk, but I pay for Zoosk.
Zoosk. Okay.
Yep. Zoosk.
Here's how out of the loop I am. I honestly did not know Facebook even had a dating
It does.
Interesting.
But it's only on your phone. I mean, it might be on tablets or something like that. I don't know because I don't have a tablet. Okay. But as far as like the laptop, I can't access dating on my laptop. It's only on the phone. So that's where the most interactions, the most matches, the most meetups, the most sex, it's all come from Facebook for me.
Facebook. Wow.
Yep.
You kind of blew me away right now. I just didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, well, dude, you have to understand, Chad. My dating, as far as who would I date? Well, let's define dating. Okay. let's go back. Let's back it up and define dating according to Rob. Okay. Dating for me is anything that goes from very casual, like friends with benefits or fuck buddies or whatever you want to call them, one night stands even, all the way up to monogamy, cohabitation, even marriage, even though marriage for me is off the table. It's like, yeah that's not going to happen. Okay. I've already been there, done that, and I'm not doing it again. And it's not because, oh, you're hurt and you're bitter. No, I divorced her. She didn't divorce me. I just don't want to do it again. There's no legal reason for me to do it, so I'm not going to. So that's off the table. But cohabitation, monogamy, all that shit's open. Okay. I'll entertain it. I'm not against it. It's like, oh, if I meet the right woman, of course I would do monogamy. Of course I would, hey, come move in, whatever. Okay. So I'm not against it. All right. But we have to start. You have to walk before you can run. You have to crawl before you can walk. So I want to date. And that means I'm non-exclusive. That means I'm going to date multiple people. That's why when this girl said, I'm here for serious only. And I'm thinking, who the fuck says that?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, how are you going to know if this person's right for you without dating them and dating other people? How are you going to know? You don't know. Okay. So I always put it out there that, hey, I'm looking to date. All right. I'm looking to date. I'm not putting any pressure on you, and I don't want you to put pressure on me. And when I usually meet them face to face, because I don't do it over text, I don't do it over apps. But when it comes to, we meet up, okay, she's somewhat interested enough because she got her ass out of the house. Inevitably, in that first meetup, or maybe the second one, the conversation turns to, so what are you looking for? It's what they turn to me and say.
Yeah.
And that's where I always tell them, I'm a lover. I'm not looking for friends. I don't date exclusively. I date non-monogamously. I date other people. Okay. And some women, that's a hard no. That's a hard pass. And that's okay. Because they're weeding themselves out for me at that point. because it's like, no, you have to be okay with the fact that I'm going to date other people. I'm going to see other people. And yes, that may include I'm going to have sex with other people. Okay. Because I just said I'm a lover. I'm not your friend. So there you go. They know where I stand. And this, I'm not shitting you guys. This is what I say. Is it not romantic? Yes, it's not. Is it not mysterious? Yes, it's not. But I don't want to waste their time and I don't want to waste my time.
It's
So
honest.
I know early. And I've had every
Honest.
woman, whether they walked away or they dated me for however long, I've had every one of them go, holy shit, you're real. And I'm like, you're saying in your profile, I just want you to be real. Well, here's about as real as it gets. Okay. I'm here to date. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to have sex. I'm here to do all those things, but I'm not just going to do it with you. I'm going to do it with as many people as I have the time for. And maybe you're that woman that, you know what, you fulfill most of my needs. And so, yeah, you know what, I could just date you. But then again, maybe not. All right.
I just really like the honesty aspect of it, because I'll bet you a lot of other guys would be like, they would tell the woman what they wanted to hear just to continue to, have sex with them or date them or whatever. They would just be like, no, baby, I just want you. But I just appreciate the fact that you're being very upfront and straightforward about this.
Okay. Well, throw Aubrey's last comment up.
Yeah, be honest.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Okay. Women say this all the time. Be honest until you are.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a bit much. And I get it. I do. I'm not trying to throw Aubrey under the bus here. This is not an attack. Okay. But I'm 50, guys. To quote Aaron, I have less time ahead of me than I have behind me. So I don't have time to fuck around. Okay. One of the last women I met, I call her Velvet because that's how she felt. Okay?
Yeah.
That's not her name, obviously. But when I first met her, we were talking on the dating app, and then she came up and said, well, I met this guy and I kind of got feels, and, I don't want to lead you on. And I said, it's all good. Have fun with that. Hope it works out for you, and let it go. Figured, well, that's that. Not 3 fucking days later, guess who's back in my texts? Nice. Velvet.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, hey, how you doing? Good. How are you? How's things? And she was feeling me out. Is he butthurt? Is he all defensive? Is he pissed? And I wasn't. Okay. I didn't care. It's like, I haven't even met you yet. So what do I give a fuck about what you're doing with some other dude? I don't care. It's none of my business. Okay. When she figured out, wow, he's really not butthurt. He's not pissed. He's not angry. Then she was like, yeah, that didn't work out. And I said, oh, that's too bad. Sorry to hear that. Hey, let's meet up. And she's like, this time, this day, at this place. And I'm like, you read my mind, because that's what I told her. That's what I told her. So we met. And as we were sitting there, when she showed up and I recognized her, it's like, oh, yep, there's Velvet. She comes in, sits down, and we start bantering and start shooting the shit because we're having a beer. Well, she had a hard liquor, but I'm not a big fan of hard liquor anymore. So I had a beer. She had whatever she was having. We're shooting the shit. We're goofing on each other. And then she goes, so do you want to hear about that other dude? And I'm like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And she kind of gives me this convoluted, I met this guy, and long story short, they had sex. And then, he had said a bunch of things to get her into bed. And so she got into bed. And then he said a bunch of other things because that's what he thought she wanted to hear. And so she kind of liked it, but then she felt all kind of tense and like, oh my God, pressure. And it imploded. Okay.
Yeah.
I told her that. I was like, let me guess. This guy said what he thought you wanted to hear, so you'd fuck him. So you did. And then after that, he said a bunch of other shit that he thought you would want to hear so that he could fuck you some more. And so you did, and you both went along with it. And both of you ended up not liking it because there's this pressure, there's this burden. Oh my God, what are we? What are we doing? And he finally couldn't handle it, so he called it off. And here you are in front of me. Is that correct? And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I've seen that before. I was like, here's the deal. I'm a lover. I'm not your friend. Okay. I date other people because I do. I told her, I was like, I'm seeing somebody else. I've been seeing them for a year now. Okay.
Belly?
The belly dancer.
Belly dancer, yeah.
Yes. She does her thing. I do mine. We get together. Okay. And so, oh, well, Rob, you're a beta cuck and blah, 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 blah. Dude, I don't fucking care. You know, at least I'm getting laid and I'm meeting other women. She knows how I am. She knows that I date other people. I don't hide it from her. I don't lie. You know, oh, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I got plans, babe. Oh, okay, cool. Well, what about next weekend? Next weekend, I'm open. Oh, well, I want it. Okay, it's yours, babe. That's how it works in my world. And it's the same. Hey, what are you doing on this day? Oh, I got plans. Oh, okay, cool. How about this day? That day works. And so that's when I see her. Okay. It works for me. It's not about ego. It's not about flexing on the internet and showing off to the bros. You know, look how alpha I am. I'm living my life on my terms. I know she's going to see other people because I'm going to see other people. Just like when I started seeing Velvet. Okay. Yeah, Velvet, you know, she's like, holy shit, you're honest. And I'm like, why wouldn't I be? Right. I see other people and I like you. I want to see you too. And so we started seeing each other until here around Labor Day, she was just like, oh, Rob. And I'm like, oh, I get it. I already know what's coming. She's like, yeah, I can't even because I'm getting the feels.
Catching feels. She's catching some feels.
She's catching feels, and she'd never done dating like I do. The whole non-monogamy thing. Most people aren't used to that. And there's a price to pay for it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It comes at a cost. It does. And it can be hard. And a lot of people, if they try it, can't do it. They find out I can't. Where for me, I found out I can. Even though, yep, sometimes they walk out of your life. They go because they can't. And I'm like, I understand. You have to decide ultimately what do you want. Okay. And be willing to pay the price. And if that means a woman tells you I can't, you go and you watch her walk out the door. Okay. It's not easy. And I don't hold back. Every woman I've been with, I engage them fully. They're just separate relationships from a different woman. Okay. There was so many fun things about Velvet that the belly dancer doesn't have. And vice versa. There's so many awesome, fun things about the belly dancer that Velvet didn't have. That doesn't make one better than the other. It just makes them different. And I want them both.
Gosh, I feel like this is wisdom. You've almost cracked the code of life here in a lot of ways.
But it comes at a cost. And that cost is if you want non-monogamy, you want the option, you want to be honest, as Aubrey put it, you want to be real.
Yeah.
You have to be upfront with it and say, this is how I am. And be willing, for them to go, nope, not for me. And they walk. Okay. I've had plenty of women, whether it's via text or it's in front of me, you know, we meet up, everything's going well. And then what are you looking for? And I tell them and they go, no, thank you. And well, I guess we're done here. Okay. Or you date them for a while. You're having your fun. You're going out. You're doing your thing. You're fucking them. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, I can't do this, Rob, because I know you're going to go and be with somebody else. And that's driving me nuts. And unless you choose to be with her, you have to be able to say, damn, I got to let you go then. You know, goodbye.
That's fair.
You know, and it hurts. It sucks, man. When Velvet left, I was like, damn it. But I also knew I don't want to just date her.
And you were honest the entire time, which that's just, I mean, Hatham has a great Rob, you are ruining all these women, dude. Western civilization, something, save it.
Oh, shit. Well, hey, real quick, since he's bringing that up, got to do this.
Yeah. I love it.
Right. You know, but that's the thing, guys. You just have to be realistic. You have to be honest about what it is. You have to be willing either to turn them away, because I've had women that were like, they did not want to let go. Okay. But it was killing them. And I could tell that it's like, oh, this is killing me. But they wouldn't let go. So I had to tell them goodbye. I had to turn to them and go, I have to let you go because this is killing you. And I don't want that for you, but I have to break up. I have to let you go. Okay. And I've had many women go, I can't do this. You know, I respect what you're doing and you're an amazing man, but I also, you know, they know what they want. And I'm like, I get it. You know, a lot of times I know from the beginning that it's like, oh, this is new for them. They do serial monogamy. They date a guy for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and that's all they do. And then when it ends, they move on. They move on to the next guy. Okay. I just refuse to do that. That it's like, no, I'll date multiple people. That way I don't have to compromise anything, whether it's something as shallow and simple as where we're going to go to eat, or an activity that we want to do, because not everybody wants to do the same shit you want to do. Well, why should I have to give up any of it when I can meet multiple women that, well, Belly Dancer doesn't like shellfish. She doesn't like seafood. Well, I can either accept her alone, and guess what? I guess seafood's off the fucking menu for me. Or I can drag her along and she won't eat it, and so she's there to humor me. And that sucks. Why would I do that? Okay. Or I can simply date someone who likes seafood. And when I feel like I want seafood, well, Belly Dancer's not into seafood. Cool. She's into steak. I'll do steak with her, but I'll do seafood with Velvet.
And if she likes you, she'll cook and feed you full of meat, beer, and potatoes. And in Rerb's case, he will cook her the most amazing mac and cheese she's ever. Yes.
True statement. Okay. That's kind of the point here. Okay. All the relationships before, well, even when it was, you know, when I was married, up to and including my ex-wife, I did serial monogamy, which is what most people do. You date one person at a time. And whether it's a few days or a few hours or a few weeks or a few months, and then it ends for whatever reason. And then you got to start all over. Okay. And I even think women go through this. Okay. Just women have more options. I just chose to be like, well, I'm going to be more like the women. They're dating multiple people, or they got some dude in the background. I'm going to do the same fucking thing they're doing. Okay. And that's what I do. I don't commit unless I choose to. So every woman knows early on, look, I'm not that guy. I'm not just gonna, oh, I just met you yesterday. Let's just be monogamous. No, you're going to see whoever the fuck you want to see. I'm going to see who I want to see. I only ask 2 things of you. 2. And I will reciprocate. I will give you these 2 things. 2. So, number 1, I don't want the dirty details. Don't rub it in my nose. Don't rub my nose in it. You know, don't rub it, you know, I don't want to know what the fuck you're doing with these dudes. I'm going to assume that whatever we do, you and me do, you're probably doing the same thing with somebody else. I'm just going to assume that. So I don't want the details. I don't want to know. You want to tell me, oh, I have plans, I have a date, that's fine. I don't need the details. Leave it out. And number two, when you're with me physically, we're doing our thing, we're going out, we're doing whatever we're doing, then you're with me. You're not texting, you're not calling, you're not talking to other dudes. And I will give you the same. That other women, I don't mind if you got to text someone real quick and go, hey, I'm out, I'll talk to you later. Fine. That's just the decent thing to do. Don't leave them hanging and they're like, what the fuck? I haven't heard from her. What the hell's going on? No, go ahead and address the question, but you're not fucking spending your time talking to someone else when you're with me. That's all I ask. Beyond that, the sky is the limit. Do what you want. It's none of my business. I don't care. Okay. And that's how I date.
All of that sounds extremely reasonable to me. Like all of it. It involves honesty and I mean, yeah.
It's simple, but it's not easy, Chad. Because when I first started doing it and met a girl that I dated, well, I ended up living with her. You know, we dated for almost 4 years. Mm-hmm. And she was 20 years younger than me. So she was,
really?
She was 22 when I met her and I was 42.
Wow.
And right from the get-go, she was dating other dudes and she was very honest about it. Hey, I'm dating other people. And but I also knew, she said, you know, I want to date you too. You know, you're sexy, you're cool, you know, and I'm like, okay, but I had never done it before. And so it was all good until one time, you know, I'm like, hey, what are you doing on this day? And she's like, can't, I have plans. And I knew what that meant. And all the insecurity and the jealousy and all that shit hit me full in the face. But I realized this had nothing to do with her. This was about me. This was my bullshit coming up. And so I had to address it to myself. I had to look at it and go, why are you feeling this way? Because when you're with this woman, she's great. She pays attention to you. She's not talking to other dudes. She's spending all of her time with you when she's with you. So what's the problem here? And I realized the problem was me. It wasn't her. Okay. And I had to work through it. It was something I had to fucking figure out. And I did. Okay. And when I did, and I realized this isn't about her, this is about me. This is my bullshit. And I got through it. Then it was like, oh, it's fine if she sees other people. It's not, well, what does he bring to the table that I'm not? You know, what is she seeing him? No, she's just doing her thing. And when she's with me, she's with me. And ever since then, after, you know, her and I broke up back in late 18.
2018. Yep.
Yeah, late 18. That's when I just was like, you know what? I'm going back to this. I'm going to start dating non-exclusively. It's not about them. That if jealousy, insecurity, all that shit shows up, that's on me. I mean, I know when women are pulling bullshit. I know when they're not that interested or they're stringing me along. It's not hard to figure that one out. Okay. If you have enough experience, you figure it out that she's really not that interested. Well, let it go. It's not worth it because she wasn't that interested anyway. So, you know, whether you just ghost, you just sever ties, or you turn around and go, hey, yeah, this isn't working. Best of luck. Have a good life. And you let them go. Okay. Or in my case, I've had several come to me and go, I can't do this. You know, they've never done non-monogamy. You know, according to the red pill, you know, all women are whores and they're all monkey branching at all times. Yeah, no, that's not really the case. That's not been my experience. Most women haven't done the shit that I do. If anything, I'm introducing them. So to go back to the whole, you're ruining the whammon. Maybe I am. Because I'm showing them another reality. I'm showing them it's okay if you see other people. I'm not going to be jealous or insecure about it. I'm fine in myself because I know when you choose to be with me, you're just with me. Beyond that, whatever you do outside of that is not my concern. Okay?
I just think I admire the honesty of it. I do. I like that everybody's upfront about everything, and it's sort of a take it or leave it, but not in a, toxic sort of way.
Right,
It's like,
not
I
in a
get it.
negative, bitter
Yeah,
way. Not in a bitter way. Not a, well, take it or leave it, a bitch. I got a chip
right.
on my shoulder. No, I'm just like, this is how I am. You know, I can date and I can love multiple people. And that's what's worked for me since 2018. It's worked better for me to be like, oh, wow, I've got multiple relationships with multiple women. And yeah, they're all kind of compartmentalized, but I know who's into what and who's doing this and who's not into that, who's available here and who's not available there. And so I'm never alone unless I choose to be. I don't feel insecure or jealous about it because not all relationships are meant to last forever, guys. They're not meant to be your forever, your one. It's like, nah, sometimes like Velvet, she was around for like a month. Okay. And I kind of knew from the beginning, it's like, oh, she's new to this. Okay, this will be interesting. And she tried. I give her credit. She fucking tried. But then she had to get honest and go, I can't. And it's like, I understand. And if you gotta go, I'm sorry and sad to see you go, but I'll watch your ass as you walk out the door. And if you ever change your mind, you know where I'm at. But
Exactly.
you also know I'm not changing. This
Right.
is who I am. This is how I am. And she knows that. And will she reach out? Who knows? Maybe. I doubt it. And that's okay because there's always another woman.
Exactly. I guess what I like about it is there's no hard feelings. At
No,
least to me, it sounds like there's no grudges. There's no, fuck that. It
yeah,
just,
there's no covert contracts, there's no
yeah,
agendas, there's no bullshit where either they're pissed off at you or you're pissed
yeah,
off at them. You might have a moment of sadness because I do for every one of them. It breaks my heart every time they leave, but that's the price you pay.
yeah.
And I've had my heart ripped apart I don't know how many times, Chad, and yet I'm still here. I'm still
Yeah.
like, I'm capable. I can do this. I'm not bitter. I'm not cynical. I'm not jaded. I'm just like, so this woman was in my life for this period of time. And that was great until it wasn't, and then you move on. That's just how it works.
Such a healthy attitude. Man, I admire it.
Well, Aubrey, you nailed it. She's not yours. It's just your turn.
Oh, I saw that earlier.
Well, it's
Yep,
right
there we
there.
go. Yep,
That's it.
she's not yours, just
And,
your turn.
and she nailed it perfectly because that's exactly that to me is what the definition. I've seen, dipshits on the internet argue that one. And I'm like, no, it's she's not yours. It's just your turn. It just means she's in your life for a period of time until she's not. You don't own her. She's not yours. She's not a possession, even though I can be possessive. Okay, I'll admit that. I don't get jealous, but I can be possessive. When a woman walks into my sphere, she comes into my world, I
Mhm.
embrace her completely and she is mine. Okay, but that's not ownership. I don't
Right.
own her. She's still her own person and she is free to leave whenever she wants. But while she is with me, man, she is mine. Okay. But there's more than one woman that I can claim and say, yeah, she's mine and so's this one until they go, not anymore, dude. And it's like, it was just my turn. That's all.
And I'll bet it was fun while it was lasted, man. Each and every time it was fun, wasn't it?
Absolutely, dude. I have zero
Yeah.
regrets. The only thing I regret, Chad, that I've ever talked about or wrote about is the women that I never went after. That's my regrets. It's
Me
not the
too.
ones that failed or the ones that went away. I don't regret any of them, even when it hurt. It's like, I don't regret them. At least I know. It's the ones that I was too chicken shit, too afraid, too stupid, too naive, whatever it was. Those are the ones that I'm like, fuck. I
Gotta
wish
shoot
I
your
could go
shot.
back. I wish I could go back and
Yeah,
see what would have happened.
gotta shoot your
That's my
shot.
regrets.
Um, Rare, we're gonna run through these super chats real quick,
Okay,
and
I got the applause button ready for you, buddy.
oh, I cannot wait for this.
Yes.
I'll read them. Me, Mike, for 99 cents, he sent a super sticker, which is a pile of shit, and he knows that that's one of my favorite emojis, so very worthy of applause. Thank you, Me, Mike. uh, the Y2A problem for $4.99. I'm looking to get into cost accounting. How do I get an entry level position in cost accounting? Well, the Y2A problem, you have to get some accounting experience first, some general accounting experience, and then you can get into cost accounting because cost accounting is kind of synonymous with managerial accounting because you're making decisions about where resources go. So get some general accounting experiences first, and then that's how you're going to get into cost accounting. Okay. Chris is not here because Clary isn't here for $20. Dude, thank you for that. I don't know if you're still on here. You didn't have to do that, but the reason this is such a great super chat is because whenever Clary isn't here, we want to encourage people to get better super chats because then he doesn't get half of them. So it's a win-win for everybody. Thanks, Chris. Me, Mike, for $5. What if the person you're on a date with is a subordinate and the date is really, quote, just a business dinner discussing the business is shit where you eat? You know what, me, Mike? I'm about to address this. Rob and I are going to
Bring
get
it
to
up.
this.
Bring
Yeah,
it up.
we're going to address this in a second. You're going to like this stuff. Dre, first of all, Rob, I met Dre yesterday in person for the first time. He's in the general vicinity of where I am right now.
Okay.
You're gonna love the first thing he said to me when he saw me. I love this. So we're at Starbucks. I'm there working. I said, Dre, meet me here. You know what the first thing he said when he saw me was? He said, "Man, you're a lot shorter than I thought you would be."
Yes. 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 Yes.
That's worthy. Mm.
I love it.
But yes, I met Dre. Yes, good to hanging out, Dre. Thanks for hanging out. Next is Dre again for $2. I'm gonna predict Rob doesn't mess with this, but what's Rob's experience with seeking arrangement? Do you know?
I know what it is. It's
Yeah,
sugar daddies and sugar
yeah,
babies.
yeah.
I know what the site is. I've never used it. So
You don't need to. You
yeah,
don't need
I
to.
don't. That's the point. I've never used
Yeah.
it because I've never had to.
Atham for $2. I can't see it, but I know it's Mexican poops, and that is all I'm ever after when I. Yes.
All right.
All right, next.
Damn, dude, you know how to make the shit rain. This is crazy.
And half of it's yours, my friend. That's my
Oh,
rule.
thank you. Thank
That
you.
is my rule. Hat and Clogs 4334 for $20. You got this, Chad. I believe in you. See you in Vegas sometime. Hi, other guy. And he's giving you a cheer up.
Hey, I'll take that. Thanks, Hat and Clogs. I am other guy. That's you know what? Right now I'm gonna change this because I want to be that dude. So I'm gonna be other guy from here on out. Here we go.
Okay, but he gave us a super chat right after that said, "Nice to meet you, Rob." So
I
I'll
appreciate that too. Anyway, but I have to be other guy for a minute because
and
that's fun.
Hat and Clogs, very generous. Thank you so much. What was next? Oh, yep. Oh, saw one more down there. Blanco Boy for $9.99. All right, this is tax related, Rare. I'll handle this
Okay,
one.
this is your this is your domain.
Trying to find out what an enrolled agent makes in my area. Can't find the listings with the title. What job titles should I be searching for? You want to just honestly, man, put tax in the title because if you're an enrolled agent, you honestly can't have any other job except for either tax prep or tax analysis, like you're working for a firm that does tax preparation or you have your own firm. So just put tax in the title. I would imagine that an enrolled agent is making at least between about 50 and 80K, depending on your experience. So, yes. Excellent. Very good.
I like it.
All right, Rob. I
Hey,
want to
let's
read.
get back to the kind of the beginning of where you're talking about, can we use this as a tax deduction or what?
Yes.
Because I'm personally curious about this, what your take as a CPA is, man.
Okay. By the way, Bacon, I hope you're still on. I'm going somewhere with this. Um, okay. You know what? I was going to read this article, but now I don't think I have to. I think I can just go straight into what we're talking about. This is just so here's the deal, guys. Rob taught me, I think it was you, Rob. It might have been you and Jack, but I associate this with you. Okay. You taught me an expression that I absolutely love it. And it's where somebody, you do not have this problem. You remember how you guys were talking about don't step on your own dick?
Yep.
That is such an amazing mindset, and I know you never do that. As the other guy, you
Very
never
seldom.
do that.
Very seldom do I step on my own dick because I did it enough when I was younger. Yeah.
The article I was gonna read was about a guy who stepped on his own dick, but you know what? I'm not gonna waste my time on it because I'm just gonna delve right into there is a tax element to this. I'm gonna talk about it. And guess what, Rob? It was because I was stepping on my own dick
Oh,
over and over and over again. And guess what, dude? I was using the dating apps and I was stepping on my own dick.
wait, well, now you sound like, hey, what do you know? 80% of guys.
I was, you know what, man? I was, and now let me be full context. This was when I was first getting started with my practice. So this was 2013,
Okay,
2014.
so this was a
Yeah,
minute ago. Okay.
this was a while ago, but this is very relevant to the topic. Okay. Rob, you and Jack talked about this, and I even chimed into it on a Red Evening episode. It was probably a month or two ago.
Okay.
When you're on a date with a woman, what do you talk about? What are you trying to appeal to? What are you doing? What subjects do you bring up? What gets women excited? Is it talking about how to fill out an insurance form or, oh, I do this and that and that? Women, are they emotional creatures?
Well, yes, they're emotional creatures. And talking about Star Wars and
Yeah.
tax forms and what
Yes.
you as the man do for a living will dry their pussy up faster than the Sahara. I let them talk about them. So here's the thing. I want to, go slightly off into left field
Sure.
just for a second. Okay.
Yeah.
Rein me in at any point, Chad. This
No,
is
no,
your
go
show.
for it. Go for it.
So here's the thing. This is why I like to meet women for drinks. Okay. So, number one, if she says yes, whether she drinks or not is kind of irrelevant. But if she's willing to meet me in a bar, one, the setting is more conducive towards romance versus a job interview like coffee is. Okay. And if she does drink, it will tell me a lot because one, does she have one? Does she have two? Does she have a dozen? Okay. In vino veritas, once you get her a little liquored up, even if it's just one, she'll start spouting truth. She'll start talking about whatever it is that she's, is near and dear to her, whether it's dating or her kids or her job or her dog or her pony or whatever it is. And all I'm doing is sipping my beer and I'm letting her go. I'm letting her talk. Okay. I'm not hardly saying anything. In fact, most of the time, all I'm doing is going, I'm just going, interesting. Nice. Oh, wow. Okay. That's all I'm doing because I'm letting her talk. That's it. That's me not stepping on my own dick. I'm not trying to, oh, well, she brought up, well, she's a Biden fan or she's a Trump fan or she's into Marxism or whatever it is. I don't care. Whatever it is, if she brings that up, I just let her go because she will tell me everything, not everything about her, but she will tell me everything I need to know. She will tell me if she's a pain in the ass. She'll tell me if she's too uptight. She'll tell me if she's in the mood for whatever it may be. And all I got to do then is just go, nice, interesting, and let her run her mouth. Okay. That is how I don't step on my own dick. I let her talk. I let her do her thing because she will tell me everything I need to know. And she will let me know in that first meetup. She'll tell me, do I want to see her again or not? Is she too uptight? Is she too caught up in politics or caught up in outrage or caught up in social justice or caught up in whatever it is? And I will make the judgment for myself of, do I want to see this woman again or no? And if she's not in her body, if she's not go with the flow and just having fun and just, oh man, this is so great meeting you and blah, blah, blah. This is, oh my God, we could be soulmates. What's your sign? She's doing that shit. That's on for me. It's like, oh, what sign are you? But I let her do all the talking because all I'm doing is listening and evaluating everything she's saying. That's all I do.
Rerb, I made every mistake in the book back then. Let me tell you what I did wrong. And this is for all you guys. I don't mind talking about it because,
Hey, this is how guys learn.
Yeah. Okay. So I quit my full-time job. Well, let's go back to 2013, 14. Tinder had just come out. Bumble was shortly to follow. Okay, Cupid was the big one back then that like I was using. And so I had plenty of time on my hands because I'm just starting up this business, I'm nervous about it, whatever. So I'd get these ladies out, right? And I was fresh off a relationship too, whatever. And so instead of listening to them, instead of talking about emotion, keeping it light, the way Rob was explaining, he does a very good job of. Guess what bullshit I did?
Oh, you got heavy about your job, didn't you?
Yes, which is the absolute wrong thing to do. You do not talk about your job. You do not talk about any technical aspects. A lot of left brain guys, because that's what I am. I'm a left brain guy. This is the mistake I think they make, is that we're so used to like logic and we think they're interested in things that interest us. I don't think women don't want to hear about that.
They don't. They don't fucking care. Just like guys like us. Chad, do you care what she does for a living?
I don't give a fuck what they do for a living.
There you go. Neither do I.
Yeah.
I don't care if she's a waitress at Denny's or a barista at Starbucks or if she's a CEO or a doctor or a lawyer. I could care less. All I care about is, do you have a job? Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
You got me, Atham. You got me.
Well,
yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck, Chad. You didn't just step on your dick. You stomped on it, man.
I'm being real vulnerable here. Yeah.
Hey, dude, I did it when I was younger too. Learn to say less.
Yes.
Let them talk. And every time when you do, not saying you're going to get laid every time, because you may not. Even right. I haven't gotten laid every time. But what you will get is they will say, oh my God, you're an amazing conversationalist. And yet all you did was went, yes.
That's interesting. You're so smart.
You're
so smart.
I don't even do that, dude. I don't even say you're so smart. I just go, that's interesting. Oh, wow.
Tell me more.
All I do. Yeah. Say more. Let them tell you everything you need to know. And then you decide, do I want to see this crazy bitch again or not? Okay. Well, Chad, I had a woman here about a month ago. Well, no, it was not even a month ago. So backstory, we met in late June. And she moved back to Utah because her mom's got Alzheimer's and she's in a home now getting 24-hour care. And this woman is selling the estate. So she's on her own, doing all this shit. And she had some health issues come up. Meanwhile, we went out and immediately, looking at her pictures, meeting up with her, I'm like, would bang. I'm looking at her going, hell yeah, she's hot enough. I'd bang. And that first night, we went out on a Friday night, went to one bar, and then she suggested, hey, let's go to another bar. All right,
Nice.
cool. So we go to another bar. We closed the fucker down. Okay.
Yeah.
The bartenders were like, you fucking assholes need to get out of here. We're trying to go home. Okay. So we do. We go back to her house. All right. I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, it didn't happen because this woman would not shut up. I finally kissed her because for me, that's a big part, even more so than the sex. I want to know how does she kiss? Okay. Is she into it? Is she not? Is she like a dog slobbering all over my face? Does she just peck? You know, the church kiss. You know, I need to know these things. Those matter to me. So I kissed her to shut her up because I'm just like, oh my God, this woman won't stop.
She's a talker.
Oh, dude, it's verbal diarrhea, man. I was just like, oh my God. Long story short, we didn't fuck, but I got to see her tits and we made out quite a bit. And then I realized I'm literally, as she's still talking, I'm starting to fall asleep. And I'm like, what fucking time is it? And it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for 24 hours.
Oh.
And I'm like, babe, I gotta go. I gotta go home. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go camping later. And I gotta go. And she's like, oh, well, you can stay here. And I'm like, oh. Well, yeah, you can crash on my couch. And I'm like, no. If I'm staying here, I'm staying in your bed with you. And I even said that to her. I was like, no, if I'm staying here, I'm staying in your bed with you. She's like, well, I just met you. And I'm like, I know, but I'm just telling you, if I'm staying in your bed with you. Otherwise, I'm going home. You know, fuck it. I'll sleep in my own bed. Your couch is nice, but not as nice as my bed. Right. So I went home. Okay, I did. She wasn't, I'm not there yet. Okay, cool. Bye. I'm going to go home. So I went home, went camping with the belly dancer, you know, escapades happened. Well, for about a month, she had all kinds of bullshit, drama, chaos, health issues, you name it. Okay. Because this is your average woman. But we meet up again here in late August, early September. We go out again. And I see her again. This is the second time because I've been seeing other women. Velvet's been in the picture. Belly Dancer's in the picture. A couple other random women I've met showed up. Okay. I'm not sitting on my hands going, oh, I wonder what's going on with this girl. No, she's doing her thing. I don't fucking care.
Right.
But would bang. Okay. So, hey, what are you doing? You know, I'm feeling better. I got some shit sorted out. Hey, cool. You let me know when you're available and we'll go out. So she let me know. So we went out. We go to the bar again, different bar, have a couple of drinks. It's all on like Donkey Kong, but you know, she's yapping and I'm just like, oh man.
She talks a lot.
Way too much. She reminds me of my ex-wife. But anyway, oh, dude, it was bad. But again, you know, we had a little makeout session and all that, and we were going to plan on going out a couple days later because I'm thinking, okay, third date, we're sealing the deal here.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the day of the date comes. I haven't really heard from her, which is not unusual. So I hit her up. Hey, so we still on? And she's like, well, no. You said the other night you're looking, you know, that you're a lover because she finally got around to asking me what I was looking for. And I told her, I'm a lover. I'm not looking for friends. Sex has to be on the menu. Well, she said it. She said it to me point blank. I'm not sexually attracted to you. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's not what you were saying the other night, but that's what you're saying today. It's fine. I don't care. I'm not going to overanalyze it. I'm not going to try to get into her head and mind read her. It's like, oh, you're not interested? And she's like, yeah, I'm not interested. You know, I just want friends. And I'm like, oh, well, you know where I stand, but thanks for your time and for the memories. It was, and that was it. That's how these things go sometimes, guys. You have to decide, what do you want? Okay. And whatever bullshit story you get, take it at face value. Don't try to analyze it and mind read it. Well, if I'd have just said this or done that, or if you'd have said that, or she'd have done this, guys, sometimes shit just doesn't work out. There's always another woman. So you move on.
And it's a sunk cost. Don't kind of revel in it. Don't like ruminate on it.
Oh,
Yeah, like
yeah,
you said.
dude, there's no point. There's some things. Yeah. Leslie B brought up a question. Just curious, what's Rob's target age range?
I starred that one for you because I was going to bring that up later. Yeah.
I saw that you started. So I do have an age range. God damn, my headphones are doing feedback or something. Hang on.
You're good.
Okay, well, at least
yeah, I think you got it.
And it's just in my headphones. So for me, my target age range is about 28 to 53.
Okay. About 25 years or so. Yeah.
Well, because I've dated 20 years younger than me. I've dated women older than me. About 5 years tops, I've dated women that were like 55. And I've dated women that were probably, I would say, in their, probably my average is in their 30s to early 40s on average.
30s to, okay. I think you're fine, man. There was a little bit of feedback, but I think we're good.
Okay.
Also, shout out to Safety Doc. Good to see you, dude. Thanks for joining. So I thought you'd like this comment too, just because you are dashing, Mr. Rerb. Dashing.
Jennifer, I know Jennifer. She's been on the Let 'Em Burn, and I think she's been in the Red Evenings before too.
I think I've seen her there too.
Yeah, Jennifer's a regular. She's all right.
I'll just show you that. So first, this comment right here: are dating expenses ever tax deductible? From Angel 739739, and then Andrew S. So are dating expenses ever tax deductible?
Yeah, let's get to the real shit here.
Yeah. So I stepped on my dick, you guys. All I did was talk shop. Oh, you can deduct this, stupid shit. I just sat there talking about what I do. The silver lining to this story is that, Rob, do you think that I got with any of these women in a romantic sense? Do you think that anything worked out as I'm sitting there? And the answer is no. I did not.
I already know. I was going to say.
Yeah, the answer is no. But let me tell you what did happen. And this is both humorous and I had to throw some accounting concepts to this. What I discovered was a few months later, a lot of these women were like, we never contacted each other again. A lot of them didn't. First of all, they didn't look good either. So it wasn't just them rejecting me. I was like, you catfished me. You were part of that group photo that you weren't the hot one.
Yeah. Okay.
So the way I was just getting started with my practice, and a lot of them texted me, and sometimes it was on the app. This was mostly OkCupid. They hit me up like 3 or 4 months later. Hey, you're the tax guy, right? I know we never talked or saw each other again. This is really awkward, but is there any way I could get you to do my taxes? Yeah.
Oh shit! Hang on, Chad. Hang on. I gotta throw it out there.
Come
up there.
Come at me. Yes, sir. So this is what, just to throw some tax accounting element to this, you guys. I ended up writing off, because I keep I'm an accountant, so I keep a record of all this shit. I ended up writing off every expense. And now some of these dates were more than one, Rob, because remember, I'm stepping on my dick, but they were giving me another chance.
You were doing 3-4 dates. I got you.
And I continued to step on my dick. I was the problem. These women were giving me other chances. I just kept stepping on my own dick.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So they came back, and they were like, do you want to do my taxes? I'm like, well, sure. No problem. That, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, is when you can write off your quote dating expenses as business expenses, because they were clients, because we talked about taxes most of the time. From what I did, yes, I was able to write it all off. This included the drinks, the dinners. Again, mistake. Don't lead off with dinner. Rob is right. You start out with drinks. And yes, yep. So the long and short of it is, this is merely a silver lining. You don't go on, Facebook dating. You don't go on Plenty of Fish. I forgot the name of the last one. Was it Zeus?
Zeus. Yeah.
Zeus, yeah. I was a big like Bumble and Tinder and freaking Hinge is a big one that I was using like
In
during the
all three
pandemic.
of them, I got nothing.
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 Nothing. Yeah.
I don't use them. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. Frankly, Tinder is a waste of time. It's all like bots and fakes. Bumble didn't work. In Chicago, Bumble is just full of, you don't even want to know. It's just people.
Well, and women don't know how to open because that's
Yes.
in a Bumble is you swipe right, then they swipe right. So now they can communicate. Well, you as a collective can communicate, but she has to initiate. And I've had, because when I had Bumble, either it was hey or hi, or because you have like 24 hours. Bumble times you, or at least
Yes.
it did when I used it.
Yes, it did.
So, oh, you matched up with Angela. Oh, cool. Yeah, Angela, she's hot. Would bang. And now Angela has 24 hours to open me.
Right, 24 hours.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can't speak until she does. And what happens? 24 hours goes away and the match goes away. And it's like, are you fucking me? Because Angela never said hey or hi.
Exactly.
So I got off Bumble. Bumble's a fucking joke.
You know what I kept running into on Bumble, Rob? So somebody right in the last minute, it was just to keep me around as an option. They'd be like, hi. Okay.
Oh, you got 3 minutes left and then hi.
So I'd be like, okay, well, she at least threw me a lifeline there. So I'd be like, how are you? So and so. She'd write back, fine. And I'd be like, okay. That's the shit. I don't think this is unique to Chicago, but god damn, that kept happening.
Yeah, that's Utah too. That's everywhere, man. That's everywhere because girls have no game. Oh, Jesus Christ.
They really aren't great at the ask a question, any question.
No, they can't do that. That's your job, but by God, that's why I don't do Bumble, dude. I just fuck.
Dre says, yeah, this happened to me too. Girls would just send GIFs, saying, hey, on a Bumble opener. And it's just kind of like, well, okay, I'll try to make something of that, oh, that's a funny GIF. Or I like, Kevin Hart too, something just to like spark a conversation. And then it was just,
hey, Dre, I got one for you. Okay. Because why not? I'm going to be crude. I'm going to be lewd. And I'm going to be, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be the villain. Okay. So Dre, the next time if you're using Bumble and you get the GIF that says hey or hi, just send back a simple one sentence text and go, hi there, whatever her name is. If she gives you a name, or just say, hi there, want to bang, and see what happens. I mean, chances are it'll go nowhere, but hey, if she can't bother to open you, fuck it. Why not just go there and be like, hey, want to bang? Would. Picture of the cat next to the microphone that says would. That's all you got to do. Just try that. Fuck it. Because it's a joke anyway.
Atham, I don't know if you're still in here, but I could see you doing that and being really good at it.
Yeah, I could actually see Atham pulling that off.
Oh, yes. You know what, Rob?
Dude, I can pull that off. So
you and Atham are peas in a pod with everything we've discussed tonight. That's lockstep. Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, Dre, just have fun with it. And are you going to get blocked and reported and all that shit? Yeah, you will. Dude, it doesn't matter because there's always another app. There's always another woman. Okay. Guys need to stop taking these fucking dating apps so seriously. That's why I said it's a Christmas list. When she goes, oh, you got to be 6 foot and 6-pack abs and 6 figures and all that shit. Yeah, that's just a Christmas list. You can ignore that. Just fucking open her. Just be like, hey, Angela, how's your week going? And then when she goes, fine, you go, excellent. Glad to hear it. Mine's been pretty good so far, too. So what do you like to do for fun? Ooh. And see what she says. And if she's like, nothing, then, well, you got your answer. Fucking next her and move on. Okay. But that's what I always do. I'm like, oh, hey, Angela, nice to meet you. Glad your week's going going well so far. So, what do you like to do for fun? And I'll even, like capitalize fun. And she can take that however the fuck she wants. I'm not worried if she takes it wrong, if she takes it good. I don't care because there's always another woman. All I'm trying to do is engage her. That's it. And either she hooks and gets more than one or two words, or she doesn't hook and then I fucking cut her loose because it's like, this is a waste of time. Okay. You guys, you have to figure out, what do you want? Okay. Most women have engaged me. Whether I started it, they started it. Here, hey, Chad, here's a fun example.
Yeah.
I have a profile on Plenty of Fish. I have my fucking phone number as part of my username.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I even put as the headline, yes, that's my phone number.
Wow.
Okay. And then I go in and give them my stupid spiel to make them feel good. And then at the bottom, just to see if they really read it, I put looking for someone within 20 miles. And if you do decide to text me off app, tell me how you met me. Tell me how you got my number. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume you're a catfish or you're spam or you're a scam. Dude, now granted, am I getting flooded? Am I getting hammered? No. That's women. Women get flooded. Guys get a trickle. Okay. But I get a few every now and then that they're like, hey, Rob, found you on Plenty of Fish. I live in Orem or I live in Ogden. And it's like, that's too bad.
That's a drive. That's north. Yeah.
Yeah. You've been here.
Spent the summer in Salt Lake. When I saw that's too far.
We had this conversation
yes,
when you
we
were on
did.
Yeah.
I ain't going to Weber State or whatever it's called.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Unless she's down to fuck, I'm not going to Ogden. Okay. But I've had women, they read the details and they say, they texted me. So here's their fucking phone number. Sometimes the number's local. It's an 801 or a 385 or a 435, which is all Utah. Sometimes it's different, because the last one I had, it's a California number, which, immediately to me is red flags. That I'm like, your number says California. So tell me more. And then she was able to do so, that, oh, well, yes, I used to live in California. That's where my kids are. And so I carried the number over, but I live in Orem. And I'm like, prove it. Show me. So she sent a picture of her with like Timpanogos, the mountains behind her. That it's like, oh, okay. So now I know, okay, you're not bullshitting. You're not showing me some random photo in your bedroom that could be anywhere in the world, because I've done this long enough. I'm like a traffic cop, man. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. So I'm like, prove it to me that you're not a catfish, and she did. The problem is she was like 60 and she looked every bit of it. And I'm just like, no.
Bit old. Yeah.
Let me introduce you to my dad who's 72 and single, but you're too old for me. You look too old for me. I'm sorry, but
the age range is 28 to 53 typically that you.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier, about 25, depending on, the maturity level and what's going on there. I mean, if it's just about sex, I can go, hell, I'll go down to 18 if it's just about sex, but if I'm looking for a little more substance, it's about 25, depending on the woman, but it's probably about 28, 29. And then up to about 53, because after that, either they're in a different area or unfortunately it's like, yeah, you're 55 and you look like you're 55 or older. And I just can't, I had a woman who was close to 60. She was like 58 and she looked good, but she also looked like she was 58. except she'd had, you know, the Botox and
Mm.
the waddle and all that, you know,
Oh, turkey
surgeries.
neck.
Yeah, she had the surgeries, but you could still tell. And I'm like, ah, God, you know, maybe in 5-10 years, I might, you know, be like, hey. But right now, I'm just like, no, not when I got 30-year-olds. I can't. I just can't.
Got the abundance. Is it right? Is that what it's called? Abundance mindset?
Yeah,
Abundance.
abundance
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah.
And that's it, guys. You know, I did a video, and I'm not, you know, Chad, I'm not trying to, you know, like, you know, pimp my own shit here.
Mm.
But I did a video.
I want you to. I want you to.
Well, thank you. But
Yeah.
that's not why I'm here. But I did a video fucking yesterday. I put it up yesterday. That's called "Why Can't We Be Friends?" And it's me dialoguing off of what these other women that I was listening to a podcast, listening to these women yammer on, and I just had to take snippets and segments and put it out there. And I'm just like, there was one point where they were like, you know, guys think that there's unlimited options when, you know, me as the women, you know, these were the women talking. I don't want to deal with them. And they're not wrong. Okay, they're not. Mm-hmm. That's the women I deal with. When I talk to the belly dancer, she'll go into Facebook dating and she deactivates her profile. And then she'll activate it. She gets a flood of guys that like her. And she turns it off. She's never gone through all the likes and all of the what Facebook recommends based on her filters. She's never gone through it all. That's how much abundance women have. Okay. Wow. Where I can go through the likes that I get, that's a trickle. And then I can go through what Facebook tells me. Hey, here's all the women based on your filter. Okay. I can go through it in 5 minutes and it's like, well, come back later. We got nothing. Okay. The difference is she turns hers off because the flood is unreal. Okay. I've seen it because she showed me her phone and I'm like, holy fuck. Wow. Guys have no idea the abundance women have. But the difference is this, you know, most guys miss the point. They're going, oh, there's so many dicks. You know, there's so much, there's an ocean of cock for her. Yes, you're right. There is. The difference is, one, women get overwhelmed. Belly dancer turns off her profile. She'll turn it on for like an hour and then turn it off. Because there's so many guys that swipe right on her that she's like, oh, I can't. It's too much. Okay. And she'll go through them, and out of 100 guys, she'll pick one. Okay. Guys, on the other hand, you know, I get 3 in a week and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm doing good. Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah. That's the trickle. Okay. Here's the thing. And even these women in my video, you know, oh, there's so many, you know, I doesn't mean I want to meet them, but you can either be disheartened and be like, oh, there's just too much competition. There's just too much, Rob. I can't even, I just want to take my ball and go home, which to all I got to say to that is,
that's my favorite, I think, of all of them.
Oh, it's totally mine. Okay? So you can be that guy and just be like, oh man, there's like 10 to 1 men to women ratio on dating apps. You're right. There is. There's like 10 to 1. It's fucking phenomenal. But if you're the one guy that stands out, whether it's your lighting or whatever it is, okay, I've had women say to me, you don't look 50, you look younger, even though you got the white beard and shit going on. Okay. Part of that's genetics. Part of that's because I eat somewhat healthy. Somewhat. I'm not jacked. I'm not ripped. I don't have 6-pack abs. I am definitely nowhere near 6 foot tall. I'm 5'4". I'm even shorter than Chad's, you know, his mentor, Aaron Clay. Aaron's even taller than me. I don't care. Okay. And neither do the women. My ex-wife was 5'8". My ex-girlfriend was like 5'5". The belly dancer's 5'7".
Nice.
They don't care. And neither do I. Okay. Even though I only get a drip, a trickle. Oh, I got 3 today, Chad. I am fucking living large. She got 3,000. She's got to go through them all, and she's overwhelmed and going creeper, 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 perv, creeper, 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 perv.
Right.
Okay. Or I'm just like, would bang or would not. Okay. That's it. That's my mentality. There are so many women because, again, I'm not looking for my waifu. I'm not looking for the one. I'm not looking to, oh, I just want to get married and have some chilling. I want to have some. I want to have my legacy. No, dude, I'm 50. I don't want to fucking chase a toddler around. Are you fucking kidding me? No. I made decisions a long time ago, but I still get enough options where I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking good. I'm living large compared to pre-internet dating app days. Okay. And that's the thing, guys. If you choose to say, well, what do I want? I mean, if you want the waifu and, you know, I want her to have my chillin' and I want my legacy and all that. All right, dude. Well, there's more hurdles you got to go through, and there's so much pussy you're leaving on the table. Or I'm just looking at it going, would bang or wouldn't. Okay. You have a choice. What do you want? And so when I see all these guys talking about, oh, it's so hard, and women are going, oh, it's so hard, I actually empathize more with the women. I'm like, yeah, you guys do have an ocean of cock. I get it.
So many choices. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much that I can't even, and they shut the app off. Okay. I've seen it in real time. I've seen it on, you know, the belly dancer's phone. I saw it on Teriyaki's phone when I was seeing her. Yeah, you remember Teriyaki.
I do, yeah.
Okay, I saw it on her phone. There was the Costa Rican chick before her. I saw it on her phone. And I'm just like, man, I have no competition. Because, yes, there's an ocean of cock, but most guys have no fucking clue. They're stupid. They take stupid photos. They put stupid shit in their bio. I don't care. And I'm just like, oh, I'm good. Because the women that do show up, well, it's a trickle compared to what the flood that women get, which you as a man, Chad, as a man, as Atham, as a man as Bacon, as a man as Doc Perodin, as a man as all you guys in the chat, you will never fucking comprehend it. Okay, you'll never comprehend it because you're not a woman. That doesn't mean, oh, look upon me and my works and despair. No, dude, I get enough that I never go without unless I choose to go without. Okay. So that's where, going back to kind of the very beginning of the show, you know, Chad asked me something along the lines of, so how's been, you know, dating for you on online dating? I'm paraphrasing. Chad, my life couldn't be better. Awesome. And it's from 25 to 53 because I set the range as far as the age and I set the range as far as the distance. Why would I meet a chick that's 40 miles away when I got one 10 miles away? Yes, it's a trickle compared to women. But hey, I got good photos and I know how to banter. I know how to give them shit. I know how to tease them. And that's the point. Royce said it a long time ago. Yeah, Royce, Chateau Harvest. Yeah. When it comes to women, you're not fucking. You don't take them seriously. Everything is either interesting, amusing, or it's irrelevant. Okay? That's me in a nutshell when it comes to women. Yeah, if I'm fucking them, I'll take them seriously occasionally. But that's on me to decide. Oh, do I need to take her seriously or not? even if they get pissed off because I didn't, it's fine. Okay. But if I'm not fucking them, if I'm not in some kind of intimate, romantic relationship with them, I take none of them seriously. Why would I? Why, it's like I could sit here, I've joked around and bantered with Chad. I joke around and banter with Jack, where I've met him personally now, face to face.
That's right.
Same with Bull Rush. I've met him personally, face to face. Nick August is one that we haven't met face to face. We're on the way to that. Okay. Vince and I have met face to face. TJ and I have met face to face. Aaron, your mentor, he and I have met face to face.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All these guys, I've met them. Bacon, I've met him face to face.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. None of these guys do I take seriously. Why? Because I'm not fucking them. Okay. That's how it goes.
Dre for $2 says it would be great to have Rob and TFM do a show. TFM stands for Turd Flaming Monkey. Dre, I don't think Rob's familiar with Turd Flaming Monkey.
Oh no, I know who he is.
Are you really?
Yeah, he's the sex doll guy. I know who he is.
I don't think sex dolls are the way to go, but
no. Yeah. I mean, I can respect. I know who TFM is. Okay, I know enough. I've seen a couple of videos. I watched about 30 seconds and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. Okay, but I respect the man's point of view. I do. I respect it. Okay, it's not my point of view.
Yeah, I guess if it works for him, and he's got he's certainly talks about some interesting things, but that I couldn't get on board with that.
Same. And that's the thing. I'm not going to shit on the guy and say,
no.
Dude, you're a fucking loser. It's like, no, I get his point of view. I get it. It's just not a point of view I subscribe to. That's it.
And Atham has a message for you here. Robbie, we should hang out soon and grab a cigar. Yeah, we should all hang out soon. That'd be so fun.
Dude, that would be so awesome. That would be so awesome. Cigar and a beer. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Clary will be like, you have to come to South Dakota for this.
No, I'm not going to South Dakota. You fuckers can come out to Vegas. Because I know Atham's not too far from the city of sin. And I know, Chad, you have the means and the ability.
I'll go to Vegas anytime. I love Vegas. Honestly, Rerb, I even love Salt Lake City after my experience there. Yeah.
But I'd rather go to Vegas just because there's more to do in Vegas.
Oh, yes, there is.
That's why I would choose Vegas. It's not that I wouldn't, come out to my house. No, dude, Chad, I would totally invite you to my house. But it's just, there isn't a lot of shit to do in Salt Lake.
I remember.
Vegas, we could have fun in Vegas.
It's where Atham and I first hung out, was Vegas.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would choose Vegas as the ground zero. It's like, there's just more to do in Vegas.
I back that up.
But otherwise, same. But that's why, but it's otherwise, if you were both like, hey, we'll come to Salt Lake, it's like, well, there ain't shit to do, but okay, come to fucking Salt Lake. I'll give you my fucking address. You guys can come to my house.
Let's hit the Beer Hive, if it even still exists.
The Beer Hive?
It might not even be there. It was right downtown, across from the temple. It was this beer bar across from the bank. Yeah,
it's gone.
It's long. I'll bet you it's long gone. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, the fact that I was just downtown today, and you're like, yeah, it's right across from the temple. I'm like, yeah, I was just there today. It's like, yeah, no, I don't remember that. Yeah, it's gone. No, yeah, you're going back in time. But we could go to the Beehive and get cigars, and then go to a couple of the bars.
There you go.
So, yeah. No, I would totally have you guys be like, here's my address. Come to my house. You're good.
Listen, Rob, this was so much fun. I'm so grateful that you took the time to do this. Seriously, this was seriously so much fun.
Same. And and if we didn't cover everything, Chad, bring me on for another one. We can carry on anytime. Well,
any freaking time.
It's your fucking show. So
anytime. And Rob, can you remind everybody where to find you, your blog, your channel, and all that?
Everything can be found at robsays.net.
robsays.net. And yes, Thursdays you can find him, Rob Says, on YouTube, and then he does Red Evening with Jack, and that's always a lot of fun. I always try to make that one. I really do. It's so much fun.
Oh yeah,
So
we have a good time. We have a good time on the shows. Dude, I've tried to make it a point. That's one thing I was telling Nick and Bull a while back. That when I do these different shows, like with you or Aaron or whoever it is, my main point, besides talking shit with you, is I'm trying to show as an example to the guys in the chat, the guys in the replay. This is how regular dudes talk. This is how they interact with each other. They talk shit. They bust each other's balls. They goof on each other. They go from A to X to B to D to 12. You know, this is, oh, hey, I need to know how do I talk to the women? How do I get the girls? Dude, you need to learn how to talk to people in general before you ever start trying to do seduction. And that's the thing I've learned is most guys don't even know how to have a conversation with another guy, with another person.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of guys, mostly online, that I've met that I'm like, man, you're fucking insufferable.
Me too.
I would never want to meet you in real life because who you are online is who you are in person, and you're a fucking retard. And I just can't. I can't even, you know? And so when I see all these dudes, you know, how do I get the girls other than the jokesters like Dre and them, you know, because they like to fuck around with that one because they know it irritates Aaron. But, you know, besides those guys that are just, you know, trying to get someone's guff, I'm looking at it going, man, you don't even know how to talk to another man, let alone how to have a conversation with a woman. So your skills, your social skills are not only remedial, but they're like beyond remedial. You're like, you're math 95 when you should be at math 101, and the standard retard level's 96. It's like you're even way further behind the curve. You need to learn how to just have a conversation with a regular dude that he's looking at you going, dude, you're a fucking retard. You're insufferable. Most guys, that's where they're at. And that's the sad thing. And that's what I'm hoping, you know, like through osmosis or something, is that guys, when they watch this and they're like, oh, these two fuckers are funny. You know, they're goofing on each other. They're talking shit. That they're like, wait a minute. That's how regular guys talk. And if they can do that, then it's like, wow, after you learn how to do that, where I can look at you and go, I'd have a beer with you. I'd invite you to my house. You know, I'd hang out with you in person. Then after that, we can start talking about how to get the girls, you know. But until then, you got some work to do.
Rerb, I have one final request, and it's the song that I've been waiting for the whole night.
Okay. Here we go, guys. This is normally something you'd only hear on Red Evening, but because Chad asked for it, I'm going to give it to him. So here we go.
Lord, I've had a good life, and I think I lived it right. Bet there's a big old orgy waiting for me in the sky. I'm sure behind them pearly gates there's booze and weed and pills. But if there ain't sluts in heaven, Lord, send me down to hell.
Amazing. Freaking amazing. That's my favorite of all the ones we've done tonight. That is my favorite. That is my favorite.
It's one of mine too. I love it.
Rerb, thank you again. And you want to take us out?
Yeah, guys, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and do the thing because it sends tingles to YouTube's vagina.
We'll see you guys again. See you.